Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The purpose of making this video is to share my experience for preparing the AWS Solution Architect Associate exam. I have taken this exam a couple of months ago and cleared it at my first attempt. Let's see my experience for this in the upcoming slides. Before taking the exam, I think it is very important to identify what is the purpose for this. So when I thought to take this exam, I had three major purposes. Those were cloud literacy, career growth, and for certification. Cloud literacy, in the sense like I wanted to know what is cloud and how it works, and why all the organizations are very eager to move their on-premises system to cloud. So I have find out this many reasons for this. First of all, easy to use. Cloud is very much easy to use, and it requires very less training to grasp the knowledge. And we can set up our cloud environment by using few clicks only. Next is secure. Cloud is very much secure, and all the data coming and going from the cloud is end-to-end encrypted. Next is reliable. AWS has world's biggest clients like Netflix, Amazon itself, so it is very much reliable. Next is better accessibility. We can access the cloud services from anywhere in the world by using internet connection only. Cloud is scalable. It is very much scalable. Like we can scale up and scale down according to our need. Next is speed and agility. Cloud is faster than our on-premises system. Next is no capacity limit. Cloud doesn't have any capacity limits. We can increase our capacity as per our need. Next is career growth. If we can see here, cloud has its own database, its own analytic service, like and its own integration service. It has own network service, storage service, compute service, and management services. So if we see, like cloud has all the services what an IT organization needs, and we can easily move our on-premises system to cloud. So suppose if any organization wants to move their on-premises system to cloud, it is very important to know what is cloud. Next is for certification. Nowadays, cloud certification is works as a gateway to work for uh, AWS. So AWS has this many certifications. So first certification comes for AWS Cloud Practitioner. It is very basic level. AWS Solution Architect is little bit advanced than AWS Cloud Practitioner. I would suggest you to start your certification from AWS Solution Architect because we can get more knowledge than AWS Cloud Practitioner. The exam that we are preparing for is AWS Solution Architect exam, and most of the questions are from architect level. There are four types of architecture are in scope for this exam. Those are resilient architecture, high performance architecture, secure application and architecture, and finally cost optimized architecture. Let us discuss all these architectures one by one. For resilient architecture, we should know how to make our architecture more resilient. For this, we should know how to build our architecture highly available, uh, and the architecture can be recovered if any disaster happen, and the architecture should be fault tolerance as well. AWS offer some services like auto scaling group, multi-agent deployment, elastic load balancer in this architecture type. Second is high performance architecture. For this, we should know how to improve the performance of our architecture. For this, we can improve the performance of our network by using AWS global networks. We can improve the performance of our storage and database by using edge location and Aurora. In fact, AWS claims that Aurora is 6 times faster than the Oracle database. We can improve the performance of our compute services by using different types of elastic compute cloud solution. Next is secure application and architecture. For this, we should know how to secure our application and architecture. For this, to secure the access, we can use IAM and two-factor authentication. Here, IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. For network, we can improve our network security by using SSE and SHISH. SSE stands for server-side encryption and SHISH is client-side encryption. And for by taking the backup in multiple availability zone, we can improve the security of our data. So if data is corrupt or hacked from any availability zone, we can recover it from other availability zone as well. Next is cost optimized architecture. In this architecture, we should know how we can optimize the cost of our architecture. For this, we can optimize the cost of our compute services as pay-as-you-go model. For this, like we can use our EC2 services, how much time we need, and next is AWS storage cost. In S3, like we have different types of storage classes. We can smartly use those storage classes to reduce our cost. Uh, if we see the entire domain, so in this graph we can get to know that 30% questions comes from resilient architecture, 28% questions comes from high performance architecture, 24 are from secure application and architecture, and 18% are from cost optimized architecture. And we should prepare all this topic very well to clear our exam for the first attempt. So on the last slide, we have seen like what are the domains for AWS Solution Architect exam. In this slide, we'll see what are the chapters that we have to grasp before taking the exam. So there are total 10 topics that we should know. First one is identity and access management. This is the access solution for AWS. So identity and access management provides the access. Suppose I have some files in AWS and I want to give the access to some people to access those files. So these things we can do by using identity and access management service. Basically, identity and access management controls who can access what. Here, who is the end user customer can access, like what it can access, like it can read, write or execute permission, and what means whatever files we have stored in the AWS. It might be files or any other solutions as well. Next is simple storage service. Simple storage service is popularly known as S3. So S3 is a storage solution where we can store the files in AWS. So as you can see in the slide, like there are different types of data like analytics data, log files, application data, videos, pictures, and backups and archival. All these types of data we can store in the S3 bucket, and the data that are present in S3 bucket we can do some operations on the data, like access the data, optimize and storage replicating data to any region. So all these services we can do over the S3 storage. And even we can write some analytics query over the S3 data. Next one is EC2. EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 is a virtual computer in AWS. So whatever things we can do in our personal computer, we can do the same thing in EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud. So like we have RAMs, ROM, hard disk, everything is there in our local machine. Similarly, in EC2 also we have the storage, we have the hard disk, we have the RAM in EC2, and we can do any compute services by using EC2. Next is database on AWS. AWS offers structures and non-structured databases. Any database that are present in on-premises services, we can convert it into AWS database by using AWS database migration service by few clicks only. So it is very easy to migrate the database from on-premises system to cloud. Next is Route 53. Route 53 is a web solution. So suppose I have a website which I have given an IP address, let's say 198.160.1.1, and I want to register that IP address with domain name, suppose www.example.com. So from IP address to domain name example.com, these things we can do by using the Route 53 solution given by AWS. Next is VPC. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. Actually, it defines the network. Suppose I have a company, and in my company there are different domains, like maybe sales domain, development domain, and I want to create different network for two different teams. So we can divide our network with VPCs, and we can assign different teams to few set of IP addresses, so that they will not be overlapped, and they can work independently. Next is HA architecture. Here HA stands for high highly available architecture. So we should know like how to make our architecture highly available. Suppose I have a website and daily capacity is 100 people. If any fine day 100 people extend to 1000 people, so in that case also our services should not be unavailable. AWS has some services called like application load balancer. It can load the balance, uh, and it can load the balance, and it will not stop the services. Next is applications. So AWS has different types of applications like SQS and SNS. These services are very helpful for any e-commerce application. Next is security. AWS gives different layers of security for our network, that are like the data that are coming to and from the network. So for security, we can use server-side encryption, client-side encryption, etc. to secure our data. In serverless, we can use many serverless application like AWS Lambda. In AWS Lambda, like no need to give the charge. We can give the money only when we are running any function. So these are the topics that we have to understand very well before taking the exam. So far in our previous slide, we have discussed about the purpose, domains, and syllabus for AWS Solution Architect Associate exam. In this slide, we'll share what are the resources that I have referred during preparing my exam. So first resources that I preferred was the AWS website itself, which is aws.amazon.com/resources. Here I think we'll get any information that we need regarding AWS. Second is YouTube. In YouTube we can find very good content for AWS. Mostly AWS uploaded its reinvent content, which is very detailed, and what is happening inside the AWS may helpful. Next is like I have studied a book that is written by Joe Barton. Next is like AWS Cloud Guru tutorial was also helpful. Next, like I have taken many exam practice set that was available in Udemy. Next, like I have taken few notes from my seniors and friends. So if you need any resource related help, please contact with me, given in the description details. Next, like I have find many challenges during preparing the exam. First was focus. Like I got out focused many times because like AWS was not my first technology that I was working on. So it was new to me. So many times, like when I got any tough or difficult topics, I always think like I should take more time, or I got out focused easily. Next is time constraint. Since we are working professionals, so we cannot spend much time daily for taking the preparation for any exam. But we have to be very conscious about it uh, before setting our goals. Next is I always feel like one mentor should have for me, so that he can help me. If you need my help, please contact with me. Next is my exam tips and my experience. So first tip I would give to you is think like time is the key. We always thought like I used to thought like, okay, I'll take the exam later, or I always postpone the date for the actual exam. But I think we should not do that. First of all, like we have to set the date, and we have to take the preparation according to the date. Do enough of hands-on lab, because like if we study, we might forget it later while taking the exam. So it is important to do the hands-on. Next is practice sets, like in Udemy, what I have told earlier. There are many practice sets available. So please do it again and again, so that you will get very good knowledge about it, like what are the questions and what type of questions may comes. Next is guidance from a mentor or instructor. I think it is a good choice to have an instructor or mentor for taking the exam. Next is like prior AWS experience is not mandatory. While I was thinking to preparing the exam, I started like 1 year prior experience might help, but I don't think so. Like if someone has no experience, he also can study it, and he can give the exam and clear it in their first attempt. So thank you so much for staying with me this long. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.